So, hello everyone. I don't know if you came here from the previous videos or is the first time that you see a video of this series, but anyway, this series is about a tournament that I participated the past weekend. Today is the 11th of November 2024. And if you want to check the other videos, the link of the playlist is on the description. And today I will show you the fourth and the fifth game of this tournament. And the first one, I have white pieces. I'm against 2090, the strongest opponent that I faced until now. And the second one is against 2270. So is the 71 player, 71st player in Italy. And until now, I have 1.5 out of 3. So if I win both games, I can win a prize, not the first or second or third place of the tournament, but a prize reserved to the person with an elo between 1900 and 2000. So let's see the first game. I have white, and I opened with my opponent replied c5. Here I played the Alapin, and he went for e6, and we transposed into a French defense advanced variation. And here knight c6, putting pressure on the d4 pawn, knight f3, queen b6, and bishop d3. And here he did an inaccuracy. He developed the bishop on the 7th, and he let me the possibility to trade. And here I castle to protect the f2 pawn, and that is an inaccuracy because then I will be able to gain a lot of space and activity by using these three pieces as a free tempo to push some pawns. So what he should play here is a5 to prevent before, but he went for queen c7, and I don't know. I knew that the right move was before, but I don't know why I thought this is a strange thing that happen when it is the first time that you play against a strong opponent. I don't know. You imagine that they know stuff that you don't know. So I said, well, just play safe. Queen e2. And here again, he should play a5 or a6, but he went for h6, and this doesn't make sense. I mean, the play is here, so I pushed before just gain activity, and here he went bishop f8. So I understood that he wanted to push g5 to develop the bishop on the g7 square, try to put pressure on the e5 pawn. But I already knew I was. Well, at this point, when he played the h6, I knew two things: that I was better, and then that he didn't know the opening. I was really confident in this game, and went for a4 and g5, h3. Just don't do fancy stuff. Just prevent the g4 push that will kick away my knight from the defense of this e5 square. And he went bishop g7, and I protected with rook e1 and knight e7. And here I had some choice to do. Some choice because, well, if I play b5 right now, I will give him the c4 square. But I thought that his king is in the center. He has weaknesses on the light squares, so this will be a problem if he castle short. And if he castle long, my pawns are already advanced, so I can create a pawn storm. And I was enough confident, I have to say. So yeah, so I think that happened a lot of times in the previous tournament is that when I have a position like this, I don't want to trade pieces because I think that my pieces are just better. And I think that I am trying to work on is to convert an advantage in another type of advantage. So here I went for b5, afraid after knight c4. I was afraid, but here I understood, and it was a correct choice that I can trade this knight. And yeah, my bishop is strong, but the problem is that after the sequence of move, this pawn is really weak, and if he tries to protect this pawn, I have a knight e4 with our fork here, and I will win this pawn. So I'm really happy that I didn't stick with the idea of just keep the bishop because your bishop is good. And no, I thought, look, I will trade this bishop for an advantage. And yeah, so nothing, just that. And but here he didn't go for knight c4, and he went for b6 with the idea of maneuver the knight via b7 to c5 to lock a bit this bishop that is a monster. Here I went knight d2. I'm sacrificing a pawn, but only because not with this one, but with this the queen is trapped. So, but he didn't fall for this. He played knight b7, and here rook c1 with the idea of pushing, and here knight c5. Okay, so a couple of considerations. Uh, at this point, I was up in time of 30 minutes, and I kinda knew that C4 was the right choice at this moment to even sacrifice this pawn because his king is in the center, his queen is lined up to this file, and his pieces are not coordinated. So I knew that C4 was the right choice. Well, he can't take because I will just take this. Uh, but even after this situation after rook d8, I didn't want to let this situation happen because I wasn't so I wasn't so sure on this position on what to do. And I mean, I know I can see that I am positionally I'm better, but also right now that I'm looking at this position, I can't find a plan. And seeing that I can find a plan looking at that position, imagine to find a plan here for that position. And I said, look, I don't know if I'm throwing away an advantage, so let me just bring the bishop on c2, defend everything. Maybe is not the best move, but here my advantage is clear. So I went for this. And he castle, and I pushed. So I want to open up this file. I didn't take because again I didn't want to give him development. And here I thought that now that the rook is not anymore on f8, this plan with knight f1, knight g3, and knight h5 to trade this bishop is better because then there is a lot of pressure also on the on the f7 pawn with queen h5. Instead, before the rook was covering the. So yeah, so I went knight f1, and he took. I took, and I think it was a mistake to take. Because here I'm putting pressure in all the position and with the queen on c4. Now the g4 pawn, the g4 square is covered, so I pushed on h5 to open up new lines of attack and also to put in pressure on the time. So here he tried to trade something to because he had 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I don't know, and I had 30. But well, I'm up on time and I'm better positionally, so I don't want to trade if I don't see a reason. I played queen g4, and he went for f5. He blitzed this move, and again, as before, I knew that before c takes d5 was the right choice because is one of that choices that you do based on some some principle on chess, like if the king is in the center, open the center. If the queen is line up, open that to the rook that file, because I will give power to my pieces. And again, also now, I knew that the right choice was to take en passant, but this position, I couldn't see a clear victory. I knew that it was better because now his king is completely open, but I thought, look, I have 25 minutes. My opponent has 6 minutes. He is kinda tilting, so I don't want to hurry up. Also, because another thing is that if I take once he takes, now the move is on me, and I have to think. And for me, it's not so. I know that I'm winning here, but the material is equal, so it's not so clear where is the winner. I thought just play queen d4, and now he has the move, so he has to spend time. And now I'm threatening, for example, if he plays something like this, I'm threatening to take on f5, and after he takes, I'm winning a pawn. But I'm also threatening to take here, that is uh, a bit less better. But also here, I'm winning a pawn. So I thought that he should have deal with this decision, and he played rook f8, and I took a pawn, and he offered me a trade, and here I played bishop b3. So if he trades, my rook is active, and I'm also threatening this knight. Because once this knight falls, I have this push that is really strong. And here he played the rook c8, and I traded because after I saw this position, and here I just pushed, and I saw this position that after knight e3, I'm up 2 pawns with a passed pawn, so a clear advantage. And here I just simplified in a better endgame. And yeah, I traded some more pieces. Here I'm up 2 pawns. And okay, so some consideration about this endgame. Because is well, he's winning for sure, but just to give you an idea of what I was thinking in this position, is that I have pawns in both sides, but only this pawn is passed, because then this pawn traded for this, and this pawn is kind of stuck. So if the bishop goes on b3, my knight should be on on b2 or on c3. And a way to win this game is to push both pawns. His king is to stay has to stay uh, here, let's say, to cover the promotions of the pawns. And if I can manage to push enough this pawn, this bishop will have to protect this square. But if the bishop has to protect the square, I can even sacrifice this pawn, because then if the king comes in this uh, in this uh, um, in this position, let's say, the king can't prevent the promotion of the pawns. So the bishop will be overloaded, because he will have to protect the f7 pawn, but also the b7 pawn. So here I thought about this f1 on king f1, because I saw this position. I will show you the game. I will tell you. I saw this because now the king can try to take this pawn, but now I have a5. Then I sacrifice a pawn. The bishop has to go here to protect the square, but here I can push, and there is a fork. So I played king f1 because I saw this position, and here he saw it, and he went king d4. I wanted to put in pressure on time, so I didn't know what to play, and I just played f3. I wanted to take a bit of time to come up with a plan. Bishop f7, g3, bishop b3, and knight b2. Bishop d5, I pushed F4, and here is the other plan that I told you before. Here he kept doing the stuff, so I wanted to create a pass pawn also here, or here. Maybe I would have pushed F5, and here he went if bishop E6, but I pushed. And on this moment, I can do my tactic. And here he can't take because if he takes, I can push. The bishop has to go here, but now I push. And if the king goes, I will play f7. And after the bishop takes, this pawn can't be stopped. So he saw it and he played king e5, but here is just losing. And after a couple of more moves, here he resigned, and I won. This is the first time that I win against an opponent that has that rating, so I was really happy. And until this point, I have 2.5 points out of 4, so a really good score for me. And here is the last game. And this game, I am against 2270, first player in Italy. And I wanted to, well, I wanted to win, but even a draw was fine for me. So he went for d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6, and he went for a Carlsbad structure. So there are some plans here. The setup that white can do are the one with knight f3 or knight g3, knight e2. Try to push for the f3 square and then on e4. So or there is this setup, or the one with knight f3, and then the rook will come on the A and B file, and he will try to do a minority attack to trade these two pawns for these two. So the other, the c6 pawn, will be a target for the rest of the game. And here I decided to play like this. I traded some pieces, and he went to knight g3, and I was a bit, I don't know, I was not so convinced about this move. But it's just strange. I played knight f6, and he went rook e1, and I pushed h5, and he went for f3. And here something really strange happened. I think, well, is the fact that I was tired. I was also now I'm half sick. It was the last day of the tournament, and yeah, last day of the tournament, last round, and I calculated this line. Uh, Pawn takes, rook takes, bishop g4, rook f2, h4, king knight f5, bishop takes, rook takes. If rook takes, I wanted to play rook d8, threatening to capture on d4, and the rook is hanging. And on queen f5, I wanted to play king queen e6 and draw this game. So I saw all this stuff and I was like, yeah, let's go for it. So f takes, e takes, blah blah blah, and I played, and I just played the wrong move. So he took on e5, e4, and this is just a free pawn. I tried to complicate the things a bit, but here I played the c5, and I try to play on this knight. But I will show you this game quickly because, well, I didn't have a real plan. I trade this knight because otherwise, after knight c3, that knight will be a monster. And yeah, the engine says that is not the end of the world, but this position is really, really difficult to play. and my moves are all kind of forced. And here I try to, I don't know, do some tricks with this square, but he just play good. Here, if the queen moves, I have checkmate after rook takes. And if the queen goes on g3, I still have rook here. Well, he's still winning because he has two rooks and a lot of moves. I knew it, but I had to try something. But he did the right thing. He played rook g4, and here we did a couple of other moves, but I resigned here. So, yeah, it was a bit sad because it was the first time that I played against an opponent so strong with that hero. And well, I calculated this line that I don't know. This line was. I will show you the evaluation of the computer on this line. I calculated this one, and here I'm slightly better. And even if queen takes after queen e6, I mean, yeah, maybe he can play. Uh, I don't know. Here, yeah, he can play queen g5, but generally is a draw. Here, I will force a trade of queens, and I will play for this draw on rook here. I have knight takes, but I don't know. I don't know. It was a bit sad because I really wanted to play better. I'm not saying well, I wanted to win, but I wanted to do a game that was worth. But I just blunder. I don't know why, and yeah, a bit sad that I lost this chance of playing a good game with a strong player. I just throw away this chance. But well, it is what it is. Also, these things can happen. So nothing. I finished the tournament at 2.5 out of 5, so a good result. Anyway, I'm happy on how I played. I played accurate game. I beside the first game, I managed my time in a good way, and I a lot of experience. I met some friends, so it was a nice experience above all. And I gained the important part. I gained 21 points of philo. So the road to 2000 is going on, and right now I'm 1930. So if I keep going in this way, maybe with other 2 3 tournaments, I can reach 2000. But let's see. I didn't do a tournament in which I lost points until now, but it will arrive also that moment. And nothing. So about the road to 2000 is everything. And my next tournament, maybe if I can manage the work in a nice way, my next tournament will be 1 month, the first week of December. Otherwise, I don't know. But I will publish, as always, I will publish the videos. So I hope you enjoy the game and in general all these the videos of this tournament. If you want, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you want to support the channel, feel free to subscribe, and see you in the next videos.